All right, family. I'm back. I'm back. Welcome this evening to part 2 of Martin Luther King Who? Martin Luther King. We are looking over this article that we went over earlier about the Moors, and it told all the truth about them, about how they gave so much. And there was no need for them to want their women, because there was a lot of women who were swarthy women, uh, mulattoes going around. There was mulattoes who were stuck in the midst of the beast. Because you got to remember, the destruction of a civilization was all about them raping women. And this went on way back in Kemet, and it was used as a way for them to build their army. So many times they would steal the babies from the women they raped, take the children, and use them as child soldiers. Don't you know they do the same thing today? Don't you know they do the same thing today? I don't know about the mixing part too much, but in Africa, there's some sort of, they do the same thing today, politically, politics wise. They force labor on the children. Many children in Africa for the gold mines and stuff like that. They also force them to be children soldiers, and that's the part that we see repeated. Many of those children are just African children. They're not necessarily mixed children, but they took the babies, raised them in their communities, and used them as warriors. That's why we had the Portuguese. That's where we get the Portuguese. We get all other races in certain areas that became known as Moors, Maroons, mixed people, swarthy people. That's where Moors stems from. Maroon meaning you're, to white people, you're gonna, if you got 1 ounce of white blood, you still like dark skinned to them. They really can't differentiate between that. Because when we look at Nat Turner, he was swarthy. He was like my complexion. But people would, they made us fantasize him as a dark skinned man, African man. But he was swarthy. He was not what they depicted. He was probably a dark red, yes, maroon. But that's what they gave. And definitely when they put dark and they put black upon Moors, it wasn't necessarily what that meant. It wasn't necessarily what that meant, because we can take black back and it does not mean that. It does not mean a dark-skinned person. It really means a white, pale-faced person. And that was the depiction of people in those days who were of some sort of mixed race, and to the degree of their race, their mix. And I talked about Pascal Randolph before. I talked about Pascal Randolph years ago, and how what he did. He thought that the Americans, natives, were endangered See, he thought we were in danger of being wiped out. And this was back in the 1800s, the mid 1800s. He brought birth control. He brought us spirituality, and it actually is what helped our people, believe it or not. It actually ended up helping our people to a certain degree until they murdered him. And then, of course, well, he was trying to, we already had been through them forcing Christianity on us, but he was trying to, so he did succeed with some groups of people, small groups of us, in bringing spirituality into America, because yeah, he heard the calling. He heard the ancestors calling, calling, calling. Because he was also a sailor out to sea. So he definitely heard the calling. So let's go back through, like I said, the Moors and explaining all of this that is not necessarily what they depict, because they depict everybody. They're going to paint everybody dark skinned. But these were mulatto people. Who had their own battle, right? Their own battles. Because it was a mulatto group, it was a mulatto queen that had the crowns before Elizabeth's people, but of course before Elizabeth's people stole it, before they stole it. So let's look at these. Okay, that person said it was beautiful. It's time to shed the inferiority issue and take our right place in society. I wholeheartedly agree with that. We must shed the lies. If someone has to lie to you, if someone's lying to you on about their whole existence, and you don't know by now that they need that in your mind to see the world from their point of view, so that you can empathize, sympathize, become more weak for self and strong for them. So, unfortunately, too many of our people are suffering from inferiority, and they really believe that Jesus is the king, that he is going to turn water to sake and walk upon the platform of glass, broken glass. Okay, nice one. It's about time the truth was told. Okay. So, what brought about the retrogression? Hmm. What brought about the retrogression? That's a great question. So, what brought that was twice. Yeah, twice. Okay. But they don't tell you Moors were not only black, but also Muslim. Well, for one thing, black is definitely not an ethnicity. Muslim is not an ethnicity. Black is a color, an adjective, a description, and it doesn't even mean what we think it means. A lot of things, that's why our education is really worthless to us. It doesn't do us no good because it wasn't given to us, but it was forced upon us. Can I get an A? Man. Can I get Jesus was a man? Amen. All right. And Muslim is a religion. It's a religion. So it's not even an ethnicity at all. Very factual research. If it research it if you doubt. Yeah, if you doubt. Let the world know the truth and stop discrimination among ourselves. Truly, the Western world. Well, hold up. Wait a minute. Without discrimination, they can't have mind control. They can't have control. They can't have the chaos they want. They can't have all of these things. They can't have the throne, of course. The white man can't have the throne. You would have to hand it over to the Nubian people. You know, I'll get into it after this. The Nubian people. Okay. Truly, the Western world have succeeded in taking black men, Nubian men, 1,000 years backward, and they'll do everything to keep Nubian men in perpetual darkness. The black man, on his part, has succeeded in accepting failure, mentality, and the role of second fiddle. It's comfortable for them. I wish it would be uncomfortable for the man, but it's nothing that can make it uncomfortable for him. It doesn't seem like anything can make it uncomfortable. It take a new thinking, self-esteem for growth that can free them from this mentality. Yes, new thinking and self-esteem for growth out of this mentality. This was when Muslims who happened to be black ruled the world. It is because we have deeply forgotten who we really are on the face of the planet, this planet. The greatest nemesis to black people, aside disunity, is forgetfulness. Kwame Ture, one of our most proud black scholar, Nubian scholar, and revolutionary, said that power starts at the level of conception, not at the level of implementation. We need to conceptualize ourselves, how we begun the journey before we got here in Ghana. No, because you weren't in Ghana, in other places, but we weren't in these places they call okay places in Africa. We were all part of one great and mighty empire. Facts. Along the great river Nile. We were in the ancient Ghana. The new Ghana was intentionally formulated, I want to say, because they intentionally sent the Portuguese in strategically first. Then they came in. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. We were all part of one great and mighty empire along the great river Nile. Ask why the Akans, Gas, and Ooze have most the same soul names and pronunciation of the week of their weekly days. The Mossi chief and people pay homage to no other tribes or kingdom in Ghana. But the Ashanti king and the people, how come? There is no historical difference between the Akande people of the old Ghana Empire who migrated from southwestern part of present day Sudan. But they will put in their history that they have nothing to do with each other. And you want to know why? Because the same people destroyed them. The same people. See, this has been going on centuries. We cannot dismiss. It won't stop, stop, stop. Ooh. It don't stop. No, no. Ooh. Not till they gain control. Not till they take control. Oh, it won't stop. No, no. Ooh. The wickedness will never stop until that day, dun, 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 we make it stop. There is no historical difference between Akande people of the old Ghana Empire who migrated from southwestern part of the present-day Sudan, Nubia, and the present-day Akans in Ghana. Dr. J.B. Denkwa attested that in his history book, time is fast approaching for our Renaissance. Yoo-hoo! Na 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 Yahoo! Dun, 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 dun. But we only need to be cautious about ourselves and to know what time it is. Agreed. Okay. Not necessarily Muslim when dealing with names and titles, labels. We must remember there was a time when there were none. There were none. I do not believe they called themselves Muslims. I do not either. I do not believe they call themselves any of these English, Latin words. These people we talk the damn language is to they up what they could when they could. How about that? Okay. I do not believe that. At least not the original ones. Exactly. Not the original ones. I think they call themselves Gnostic, the African ones, because we did see them turn from African, what we consider dark skinned, then they turn to maroon color, what they brush them and paint them as, because even the mixed people they depicted as dark color skin in their pictures, like they did Nat Turner, but he was brown, beige, like mixed like me, kind of mixed color, like light skinned type person, Nubian person. Muslims never, and this one says above society. Okay. Muslims never rallied the world, and I believe Muslims are before Muslims. Yes, Muslims were before Muslims. Yeah. In fact, Muslims capitalized the slave trade. Okay, the split of the Davidic Solomonic dynasty, the mixing of the royal seed in foreign wombs. Long story short, hey, okay, the Davidic Islamic. I may want to look that up, right? Let me see. Davidic. Davidic slash. Hold on here, guys. Hold on here. Davidic Solomic. 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 Okay, Davidic and the Solomic tripartite pillared buildings, based on entirely different arguments, has recently suggested that this particular stratum represents the one period of Davidic control over of the site. Okay. I'm trying to see what this is talking about. Okay, and thy house and thy kingdom shall be made sure forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. The provisions of the Davidic covenant include. Okay, let's look at this one first. Solomon meant Nubian king, right? So, okay, the hypothesis of biblical scholarship, the Davidic Solomon Empire describes a state in the eastern Mediterranean in the time of the 10th century BC called United Monarchy in the English-speaking word. The German Protestant theologians and Martin North and their students found information in Samuel and King books of Bible they considered to be historically reliable and denounced from it the historical processes. It happened for them that Jerusalem in the 10th century was the administrative center of large state as well as place of culture bloom. And we know we had culture and we bloomed, coined the phrase Solomon Enlightenment. And we certainly had enlightenment. Now they feed us death because this education is not telling us we needed to be our kind of education was knowledge. It was a different form of knowledge. It's more like who you are, purpose, um, how do you it's a lot of other stuff. It's more like the universal laws pertaining to that. Um, Ma'at. It's not math, science, because we came at those things a different way. The way they're teaching us now is just bastardized. I hope you can feel what I'm saying. It's bastardized. It's twisted. So it's used for the economics, basically. It's not used to enlighten the mind. That's what it was for, an enlightenment. Um, it's more like it's a whole different, and then be damned if you know anything about who you are, why you are, you know, and that it's just a whole lot of other things. It was just totally different from what I can see. This is why it doesn't really help the majority, because just like religion, it was given to us soulless people, and then it was forced back on us, religion and education. This lower level of education. So let me get back to my page. Hey, that guy from Texas. Hey, Rod Vatel. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to finish talking about these people, and then we're going to get into it. Lack of leadership, lack of quality leadership, sacrifice and redemption. All of these things are why the American Nubian woman and man and child is still under a lesser God. We're under a lesser God, and that's the dollar bill. AJ, that was when Muslims were only black. Lack of visionary leadership. Yep. No one has outlined a course of action for the Nubian community over the next 50 years, because the last 50 years are 60, let me say, the last 60 to 70 years, the gatekeepers make sure. That's when we talk about Martin Luther King, okay? Okay. So, Martin Luther King was really a thorn in our side, because let me show you something. Let me show you something. Come closer. Let me show you something. Hold on. Where is. Let me see if I can pull this up. Apple.com. Please do that. And I'm glad I can finish this before the day's out and all thank yous are done. Okay, this is Apple's website. And you know, that's a big corporation. And it's not owned by anybody black. But it does take the resources of everyone that's Nubian in Africa, and it turns around and sells it back to them and sells it to us and we don't even have resources and we don't even have money, but we still get the phones. So let me show you this. Let me show you this. This is who the holiday is for. The holiday isn't for us, and thank goodness it's not, because the whole thing is, why do we need? We would be brain dead to allow someone to give us our holiday when we need to take our holiday. We can take our holiday. At least, can we take our holiday, family? Can we at least do that for ourselves, or do we need government? We need people to give us things. I want to know. Do you need somebody to give you something? Do you need somebody to give you a holiday? If we took a holiday and I took my time to celebrate, I'll do it in day that I want, and it would be so nice. Oh yes, oh yes, it'll be my holiday because I would be winning, right? That's when I would decide my holiday. Not if I'm losing. Your girlfriend's kicking you out of the house, telling you to go live with Tyrone. Um, they're burning down your businesses. They're complaining about your businesses, trying to shut you down. There's no way. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Look who's winning. Apple is winning. Thank you, Martin King. I believe that we can transform dark yesterdays of injustice. Okay. Let's read into this. Okay. Into bright tomorrows of justice and humanity. We have humanity, and we haven't seen what, and not justice is blind, because justice was blind to me. Justice was very blind when it saw me. And I ended up paying $200, probably if I went to court, $500 for a $6 ticket. And ain't that blind justice? That's an injustice. And justice is blind because they can't see my woes, but it only sees the woes of the people within its world, because they have a different idea of what justice is. And we're swallowed up in a wormhole. Okay, I'm at my default. I hope you can hear me. I think this is a little bit better, but I like my other one better. It's my professional mic, but it's something malfunction, something going on, evidently. So I have to use this. But like I said, Martin Luther, they were Protestants, and they got us going backwards. We're not even supposed to be in this place. Like I said, we're in a wormhole. They didn't they didn't took us, made us live in survival mode. If we're living in survival mode, we need to get up out of it quickly. We shouldn't be like they would go and get food in the store and store up and think that the storm's coming, that the world's coming to an end. We shouldn't be of that mind. We shouldn't be of that mind. We should not be of that mind. And we shouldn't be of the religious mind either. I'm saying we should have it where we are self-sufficient, kind of like the Amish, and on our own, because that's how remnants of us is going to survive. We're not going to survive by worrying over survival and worried about the very people, very corporations that put us in the situation that benefited from Martin Luther King, that we're going to get our stuff from. And we got to, what happens when you run out? You got to keep supplying with economics, keep feeding the beast. The money's got to go somewhere, and it's their money. So we don't want someone controlling our buy and our sell, controlling our world, basically. And we are in a place when we recognize that we're not even supposed to be under here, under a lesser God. Under the lesser God. Doing what? Playing fiddle, second fiddle. And when they say tap, we're tapping. When they say mumble rap, mumble rap. When they say knock your head in with the football, knock your head out with catch that football, boy. You knock your head against somebody and you get that football. So, and then our people are more joyous when they see it. They're joyous when they see it. It makes everybody happy, but it makes them more happy because you're making money for them. So until we realize that we can tap for ourselves, we can Hollywood for ourselves, we can bank for ourselves, we can think for ourselves, and see that education is not working for us. Not that kind of education. We can be spiritual for ourselves, that we can do all for ourselves. We don't have to vote under someone's system that has only used us and abused us for too long. But instead, we're going to be self-sufficient. Self-sufficient. Because unless you want to see, Martin Luther was a Protestant, right? They were Protestants that came over here, right? Protesting, constantly protesting. And they got us doing this little protesting. I want to throw up in my hands on my lunch. But anyways, my lunch. Hold on. Let's see. Where was I at? Oh, Apple. Okay. Okay, this is what it was. We can see Chick-fil-A, Apple, and those are just some two examples of operations that are showing their gratitude to Mr. Martin Luther, the Protestant. Because as long as you keep protesting, you ain't got time. And keep on arguing at your brothers and sisters about much to do with nothing. Keep arguing with your brothers and sisters over much to do with nothing. Trivial things. Brother got killed. Brother got killed by his lover over trivia things online. Go ahead and hate each other over trivia things. But I'll tell you one thing, you will never confront this beast the way you confront your brothers and your sisters. You will never confront this beast. Never tell him, let me come and break your goddamn back. Let me bend you over and break your goddamn back. Come over here. See what you get. A spell cast upon your ass. That you won't come back. So, I bet you won't do that. I bet you won't do that. Because you're too busy playing in their hands of I hate thyself over trivia things. Man killed his own over a trivia game. A game made by the people who stole resources from Africa. How insane are we over here? What's gonna happen? Let it happen. We can't persuade people. But we can see ourselves and we can use our minds. We can see ourselves and we can use our minds. Self-reflection. What's important? Is it important that I get back at another YouTuber for saying such things? Or is it more important that I break this monkey's back every day of my life and tell the truth? Tell the truth about the ugliness that he continues to do centuries that in our minds we think has deceased. Hey, Brother Bakari, in our minds we think, guess whose website that is? That's Apple. And Chick-fil-A has one. They have it on their sign though. They have it on their sign, you know. I'm going to ask our people, what have we gained? What have we gained besides gang? What have we gained? 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 Turning into the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. I need oil. I'm done. I'm no more good. What do we have to show for? Besides wealthy black men who chose white women to marry, and every now and then they want to throw you a little bit of what they call it, crumbled crackers and crumbled breads to the birds. You can do more. You can do more. But let me tell you what, that's okay. That's okay. Don't do more, because you're the gatekeeper too. All of you are gatekeepers playing the game of keeping us on this level. But that's why you're going to get got too. You're going to get got. In the worst way, you're going to see. You're going to see. Because one thing you don't mess with is the power of mother. You don't ever mess with the power of mother. And she is showing her devastation now. And you're going to see it soon in your neck of the woods. Just ask Al. Just ask Big Al. You'll see it in your neck of the woods. Yes. Hey, Brother Bakari. Now, before I close out, I'll invite anybody that wants to come on if there's still comments or anything they want to say before I close out. But we go through this. We think we've benefited for something. Now we got people that are going to go back out here and march for more voters' right. Lordy, 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 Lordy B. I tell you, we're going to be... Randolph, they were calling for that brother, and he said it was this far. He got us to this level. He got us to this place. We all still Nubians so far. At least I can see. We haven't. I mean, some of us are upstanding. Not a lot of us are falling on all fours, but majority of us are upstanding for the most part. So it must have did some good. It must have did some good for his presence over the Americas. So I think that brother so much because his life was anything but easy. It was anything but easy. Hey, Bacardi. I add you.
Peace, Light Bear. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing.
Oh,
I
your
don't know what's wrong
sound
with
messing
mine.
up.
I know. I don't know what was the matter with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that was better. That was a little better. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You say who gained? Everybody gained from the work of Dr. King except black people. The people
Exactly.
of color, his Poor People's March and all of that. Now you can just look and see how we went and called ourselves tying our hands with so-called allies, and everyone is gaining except us. We're still out here talking about voter suppression and all that in 2022 now. The
Ain't nobody
laws
suppressing.
say that again.
Ain't nobody suppressing us.
But
I
I
didn't vote because
know.
I didn't. They were pushing me to vote. I don't want their mess. They can keep the nastiness.
Yep. Like,
I
what
don't
are
want to vote.
you?
I will refuse.
Yep. What are you doing for me to get my vote? You got to work for that, and they're not doing any work for us. And it's almost like set in stone. They don't have to do anything for us, and most of our people is okay with that as long as they have us fighting, trying to fight and feel we have some type of equality.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of people talking about equality. We didn't gain anything through that process. We didn't gain any power. We are basically uh in the same boat, in all honesty, right?
Exactly.
We,
Yeah.
we same boat.
There was one woman talking about the medical and how, oh no,
Action.
we're just like them. We're no different. They know we're different. There's a lot of
Hmm.
difference between them and us. We don't need our medicine. They can't give everybody a universal medicine. Everybody got different blood types. Why do you think when you go to your doctor, they go,
Yep.
check the blood? My blood ain't the same as the cars. My blood ain't the same as D.
You know.
We come from the same haplogroup. But to a certain point, when it comes to medicine, you can't just give everybody the same thing.
You
Unless you try to kill, just
you
kill.
messing up again, sister.
Yeah, because they don't. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I probably got way.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hardly understand what you're saying.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah, I said that they, we come from the same haplogroup, but we got different blood for medicine and the different ways our body heals. That's why even a natural heal list, has to take certain precautions to see, because not everybody is the same. They have to treat you accordingly, you know, um, to
Yeah.
your symptoms and how you want to take to that medicine, not just give it across the board to everybody the same thing. It's like mass
Yeah.
extermination.
Now, I absolutely agree with that we're not the same,
Uh-huh.
and everybody shouldn't have the same. Even with you can just tell, like, look at the foods that we eat. The foods
Right.
that we eat, look at how they will affect us.
Mm-hmm.
The pork chop, the pork, and all that. Then look and see how other people can eat it, and it's okay. It's just so we are biologically, we are different,
We're
and
plant-based. You're not supposed to have
that
parasites.
is something.
We're not
Yep.
supposed to put parasites in our bodies. That's what gives our people all these ailments.
And that is something that we as a people just gonna have to, and for some reason we don't want to recognize and acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to, right?
Right.
And with the, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, when I said nothing changed about Dr. King, right? Me say after
Mm-hmm.
that something did change. It used to be black and white here
Mm-hmm.
mostly, but now it's everything else in the middle, and everything is above black, because everyone else focus on themselves, and we have been taught to focus on everyone else.
Did
So
you know
we actually,
those other people were warriors against us in our lands? That's why they're in our land. You see what I'm saying?
yes, uh-huh,
There were a lot of people
yep,
that they sent in, like they sent the Portuguese in to what they call Ghana, but it wasn't Ghana at the time of the slave trade. It was not Ghana until the 1900s. So they lied about a lot of things. Try to say the tribes tried to sell us, and they didn't even know the names of the name of the place. Just everybody looks alike. All the African people the same look like. So it's ridiculous. You can't find somebody's DNA by the name that you gave a place and say
yep.
I'm from Ghana. My great grandmother looked Egyptian. I mean, she looked gypsy. I didn't mean Egyptian, but Egyptian is short for gypsy. I mean, gypsy is short for Egyptian. I'm sorry, but she looked
Yes.
gypsy. And there was a group of gypsies um, over in Europe. There was always gypsies around because they were misplaced from their land. They used that mixing as a war tactic against us, and they've used it for centuries and centuries.
They're still using
And
it.
yeah, that's what integration is.
They're
They use some
still
people
and they're still using it. And we see, and the problem is we don't understand war.
Mm-hmm.
We don't understand war, because if we understood war, there are certain things that we wouldn't be doing. We shouldn't still be using the same tactics in the 60s that we shouldn't still be using the same tactics now that we used in the 60s. We still
Right.
haven't figured out the mixing is a act of war. Everything. Even, do you remember back when they said, oh, black people speak Ebonics, right?
Uh-huh.
Even them telling us, and what they do, they spin it in a way like it's hard for us to learn to speak their so-called proper English, their language. So it put us in a position to say we smart enough to learn proper English, but they didn't want us speaking what they called Ebonics, because they couldn't understand. They didn't understand our dialect. They didn't know what we were talking about. But we did. We had created our own language, but
Exactly.
they used an act of war by saying they can't learn proper English. It's Ebonics. We're gonna give it a name, Ebonics. And if anyone speak like that, we're gonna figure out a way to make them feel bad for speaking like that.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
language. Also, when you look at it, I studied English. I majored in English. I was an English major. So when you look at it, that's why I always talk about English being a lower vibration language that they gave to us. that they force upon us, like they did the education and the religion. But when you look at it, you can't get no more creative out of just speaking proper English. You're at the dead end stuck. Your creativity came to an end. So these that's what happens to our brothers. They marry these white women, they're talking proper, and that's their limits. Their limits.
Yep. And then
Their
they give
limits.
up, and they give up who they are. They give up everything
They
about them. Everything about them.
them in their rhyme, their reason.
You know, that you know what, and I know how people may feel about the Bible and something, but there's some good stuff in the Bible, and you can learn some stuff from the Bible, in my opinion, anyway. And one
Mhm.
of the reasons, even in the Bible, they didn't want people to mix, right? Because you
Right.
give up who you are, you give up your culture, you give up everything about you to try to fit in and be like someone else. Because no
Exactly.
one, when these black men marry these white women, these white women is not trying to come and fit into black culture. Not saying that we want them, but what happened is black men leave who they are to go be around white people to fit into their culture, and now
Yep.
they began to look down on other black people
Exactly.
because they are fitting into someone else's culture.
And then if they do take our culture, they'll make it raunchy and ghetto. They don't. They don't. And that's what's so is the raunchiness of our creative language and the ghetto part of it, making it raunchy. And when it was supposed to be in a way that they couldn't understand it, but they had to put a few agents in our communities and have them talk like try to be like us and stuff like that, so that they can always know our language. Never be
Yeah, you
without knowing how to speak the lingo.
yeah,
So that's just the way it is. It's just everywhere you go. It's no coincidence that everywhere you go, you see them. Of course, they integrated us, so that's what integration is to do. Keep spies, keep an eye on you. You
yep.
know, you know, and we didn't get that. We didn't get that. We thought they were doing psychological games. Oh, you can't live, getting us fearful of different things that ain't even existed.
You know what? Even now, constantly putting Chicago on TV, talking about, putting them in the news, talking about how bad Chicago is. People don't understand that. That's an act of war. I'm not, because see, this is the thing. I tell somebody, if they don't believe me, look it up. Chicago was not even in the top 25 cities with violent crimes. So now you wonder, why are they putting Chicago in like that, making like black people is doing all of this in Chicago? Actually, Chicago was number 28. They were number 28 in the country.
Exactly. I remember.
So now then you have to wonder, why are they constantly putting them in the news like that? You know, and why aren't they putting, then they go talking about the drugs. Why aren't they putting places like Vermont and in New Hampshire and going up in the Appalachian Mountains to these hillbillies and see their drugs, their lack of
Exactly.
education, their crimes, but they want to focus, and we fall for it because we don't understand war.
Exactly. And they're going to continue to feed us the lies. Like, I believe that we can transform yesterday
Yeah,
to justice and light, right? Tomorrow's of justice
yeah.
and humanity. They have no civility, no humanity whatsoever for us.
Nope. And you constantly in 2022, we still have allowed ourselves to stay in a position to try and appeal to a moral side of people, appeal to their moral conscience of a people who don't have a moral conscience.
They don't have a moral barometer. They don't have a moral barometer whatsoever. It's
So,
just off the off the off the
and
record.
I
It's just
know, and I know when I say this, people, it bothers some people. So sometimes for me, I tell people, and this is the truth, in order for us to win this war, we're gonna have to change what our moral compass is. Because
mhm.
we have always been, when it comes to humanity, black people always cared about humanity. You understand what I'm saying? But you
Right.
can't care about humanity when all other humans are trying to harm you and kill you. You right? So you can't
Right.
constantly worry about those people. We can't
Right.
always say we have to take the high road
Mhm.
so to prove that we're morally better. No.
Right.
Sometimes we might have to take their road, attack their road, and do to them what's being done to us in order for us to
So,
win this
so,
war.
so, brother, you just said,
There.
hey, brother, you just said the way for us to be morally better is to be unmoral.
What
Yes.
And
I s-
yeah, you
Yes.
that
We
saying
have to be
being unmoral is the way to be moral.
yeah.
no, that's not
We have
what
to be
I said.
opposite.
What
Yeah.
I said was I say the way we see morals. See what
Yes.
we are calling immoral. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Right, what we are calling
But we
immoral.
can't be like them, man.
But
I don't
wait a
want to be
minute. No,
like
let
them,
me
bro.
finish, bro. Oh, I understand that, but let me finish. Let me finish so I can explain what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Mhm.
What we are calling immoral, right?
Right.
We're calling people who's controlling, absolutely controlling us in every way. They're immoral. They're controlling all of the resources. They're controlling the jobs. They're controlling everything, right? And they'll put they, even though they will fight and kill one another, they put their differences aside to build, right? So now our moral compass, we're gonna have to say, well, we don't want equality, we want power. And sometime you're gonna have to use some of their tricks. You're gonna have to use some of their tricks to win. I'm not saying go be like
No.
I'm not, but what I'm
We
saying
be
is,
protective of ourselves.
huh?
Right. We fight back. We be just as
Hey,
protective of ourselves. Like
sis, you bringing up so bad.
me.
Like I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I know this your show, but you might have to go out and come back in. We cannot hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
It's very very bad. It's very bad. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie to
it's
you.
It's very, very bad. Okay. Let me do that. I don't know how to do
so
that.
I don't know, bro, if you understand what I was trying to say. I'm not saying be like them, but I'm just saying some of the things we have been doing, we might have to switch up. Let me say it that way then.
I mean, I understand because we're in the belly of the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying we're gonna have to punch and kick to get out of here. You know, but if we can get away from this beast, man, we can just go back to a peaceful way of being, man. You know what I mean?
But we're
But I
not.
already know the freedom by all means.
But what I
And
realized,
that's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying be like them. We gonna go murder for no reason. And no.
no,
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. We need
we
a different
gotta.
approach.
Yeah, we gotta stop taking the licking and start letting them know, no, this ain't happening. Stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself, letting them know that this is not right. If they have a problem with it, then handle it just the way they would handle it. Sometimes the dog that attacks people need to die. You see a white crazy beast beating a child in the head with a bat. What are you gonna do, D? You gonna be humanitarian and say, while they're being a beast? They didn't already look. They didn't already gave lickings to us. They killed the young boy, 10 years old, and our people were very docile about that. No one, we didn't go back and do anything to their children or anything. You know what I'm saying? But because they know they can, and they know that we're not going to do nothing about it. They keep doing the same thing, just like a bully in school. So I would shoot that sucker dead right where he stands.
Hey, bro, you still there? D Calico still on here?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear
yeah, yeah.
me?
I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here. I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You sound way better. I was listening. I was out here with my daughter right
But
quick.
I was
I'm here.
asking you a question. Would you defend the child that he was trying to beat with the bat, or you wouldn't shoot him like a dog in the street? Because a dog would do the same thing. Would attack animals. Attack
Now I don't understand. You got to repeat that. That was a lot of words.
animals attack.
That's why
So
we
if
got to
you
right to
see
bear
a
arms.
ravished beast, white man coming and attacking a child with a bat, what would you do? You see, it
So that's like
happens
saying
every day.
Look. If you ask me, what would I do if they try to give him a lollipop? I might do something that normal people wouldn't do. But
Like
now,
what?
I mean, I ain't gonna go crazy, but I don't be with that kind of stuff. Like I done seen the police at the schools giving away lollipops and stuff, and me and my kids will get it. And as soon as we go around the corner, my kid be like, "I want to eat that." I be like, "Nope, I'm throwing this shit away." You know what I mean? I'm talking about. I remember the day after I forgot who they killed, but it was a big police killing. And then the next day, they was at my kid's school handing out lollipops and shit. I'm like, okay, yeah, thank you, yeah, and threw that motherfucker away. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
you ain't
I'm
got
talking about if you
you
catch
ain't got
it
to
in the
answer.
act.
In those situations,
Catch
you
it in the
already know the
act.
answer. Like you forcing my hand by anybody doing that.
Well,
You know,
sometimes
just that
I
question
mean,
is like
and
forcing.
nonviolence ain't got us nowhere though.
Yeah,
But
but
you know
what
what I
I mean,
think?
Not
What I think he answered.
but you can't
play.
preach my act. You can't preach my act and say that.
Oh
You
yes,
can't
you
say,
can.
oh no, you
Oh
can't, because you
yes,
can't
you
swear.
can.
Who
Oh
can you
yes, you
kill?
can.
Who
I
did my
have
act?
on my aunt.
Who did my act
Is
say you can kill?
justice.
Who did
My
my act say
aunt.
you can kill them? My act say you're not going. You're not going to balance out on the scales if you
No,
do
but
these things.
yeah, it's
You're not going to balance
duality.
out.
It's duality. You have a wickedness. I always talk about this on my channel. You ain't caught one of my videos where I was telling our evil is protecting ourselves. When we wake up and realize that we have to be damn evil to these people and let Satan come out of us with these people, then they know we mean business. Until then, they're doing their evil. They're living their lives and doing evil against us, and we aren't doing a damn thing about it. So where's their mod? Where's their balance? And they're still winning everything. We have mod within us because we know the difference. We don't just go and hurt people, but we're not going to sit down and allow somebody to be hurt. That's not having mod either. Allowing somebody to get hurt and allowing people to get killed. That's not mod. It's balance. So you might have to kill before you be killed to balance out the killing.
Yeah, but you know something, like I think he answered the question earlier, and I understood what he said. He didn't. I think it was certain things he just trying not to say on you, because what he said was
Okay.
when you first asked the question, what he said was that's why we got the right to bear arms.
I'm not scared.
That was his.
I'm not scared of
That was
nobody.
his.
I don't need the right to
I'm
bear
just saying, but
arms.
that was his. I'm saying that
Come
was
for
his
me.
initial answer. I'm saying that was his initial answer. That's why we had a right to bear arms. And yeah. But I understand the balance. I understand morality. I understand who we are and who we have always been as a people. But
Mhm.
there's a time to make it stop, and we have to make it stop. And I think the first aspect of us doing this, since we don't understand, we have to go out of our way to make sure we're supporting our businesses and let those businesses know that they have an obligation to the community that's taking care of them. And if they don't uphold that, so that's the first thing, keeping our dollars. If we can get our businesses, on our side, right? And that's
Right.
what we have to get them to understand. I don't argue with people anymore about what they should do about us in this thing. You know, I just want Team Black to make we gonna be the example that people have to follow. You know, if that makes sense to anybody, that's what we have to be.
We don't
We
have
have
to
to
be
be.
nobody's example. We've been their
No, I'm
example.
talking about our example. I'm talking about for us, our
We've
own
been an
people.
example for so long. Do you think they care about that example? They winning in their
No, I
example.
know. I say we're gonna be an example for our people. We're gonna be an
Yeah.
example of how you can take care of yourself and defend yourself all at the same time. I'm not talking about being an
Right.
example and trying to get other people to change. I'm talking about us. I'm only talking about the
Mhm.
changes that we need to make. And we have to be the change for our people. We have to show them, because that's why people like us can come together, because we see the same thing, right?
Right.
And we
Right.
want to support. So and that's what we have to do. We have to keep supporting one another and looking
Mhm.
out for one another,
Mhm. Exactly.
for
I
our
agree.
people, not for them, for our
But
youth,
just
not for them.
remember, But just remember, ma'at does not mean get hit in the head and lay down and die. Ma'at means
Yes, it does.
no, it does.
I'm just saying that because you know it ain't what you want to say. It ain't what you finna twist it. You
No,
can't.
I'm not twisting
My
ma'at.
don't allow the killing them nobody.
It allows
My don't allow that.
self-defense.
Because in that case,
what do you think justice is?
why do you think Asar got killed? People always talking about
what is justice? What is
who
justice?
is like? Do you know Asar, Osiris?
What is justice? What is justice?
happened? What happened to Asar was justice.
What is justice?
When Set killed Osiris, that was justice.
What is justice? What is justice? What is justice?
What Set did to Osiris?
Explain.
That was justice.
Explain.
That was justice. What did Asar? Do you think Set did it for no reason?
Explain.
I asked you, did Set do it for no reason?
Explain.
Is the brother still here? I'm just saying, did Osiris?
I'm listening.
Did Set kill Osiris for no reason? Huh? Because if y'all know who Nekhbet is, not Nekhbet. You got a Set Nephthys. Okay, Nephthys, right? Her sister. That's the wife of Set. Or Sirius. She matter of fact, she's Sirius B. Set is Sirius A. You know, Sirius B is Nephthys. Nephthys is the wife of Set. Yeah. Osiris slept with Nephthys, and Set, that was his wife that his brother slept with, so he handled his ass, chopped him up in all them pieces, and everybody blaming Set like he's some evil motherfucker. Like I said, you just said we got to be like, you know, we got to be able to handle that shit too.
Yeah,
but that don't mean my act. It means something though. Now I call it divine chaos.
Yeah, that's divine chaos is what they call
divine chaos. We don't. That don't mean just.
We don't know the truth. We don't know the truth. That's the problem. We ain't learning our true education. We're learning. We got these feelings and these emotions for these people that we think they're human like we are. They don't even feel anything for us. They don't even think about us like that. They just getting their dollars and hollering. They're hooray because they're so happy they're living their peaceful life, but they're living in hell, really. But anyways, they're just.
We can't be acting like we in hell unless.
I know I'm not in hell. I want to put them back in hell where they need to be, but
I ain't full of hate because I don't. I mean, if any one of them step out of line, I want that one's ass. I would not go shoot up their neighborhood. I want to go get the one that
but
did.
That's not what
wrong.
That means. That doesn't mean I'm gonna shoot up their neighborhood. That doesn't.
No,
mean
I'm saying,
that.
but I'm shooting up with the words right
hate.
now.
It doesn't even mean hate because why can't it mean the love for my people?
No, let's show love for our people.
It one way.
Let's show love for our people and don't even speak on them because we don't even if we thinking about them, we give them too much energy. Like we care about them is what you're doing. We can't even waste our time on them. Let's talk about us.
But look at the situation now. They got people out here talking about voting rights. That's the topic.
I don't know. What they gonna vote for? What they gonna vote on?
Exactly. And they won't tell 1 ounce of truth about anything. They just keep people dumbed down. You know. But anyways, I digress. So what else? Anybody want to make a comment about? We can leave that in.
That's it for me. I like the brother right there. I wish he come around more.
Yeah, man. I'm always around with like Bear.
Yeah,
we've done some videos together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like the brother. The brother got good energy. She be smart. Yeah, I like the brother. Yeah.
I thought I sent him your email. I try to send emails out. So see if his email is with you.
Okay, I got to go through and check.
I try to send a group email out.
We gonna look me up on YouTube. D Calico. Matter of fact, I'm finna go to live at 10 o'clock. I just came on here to vibe with
what's the name of your channel? Is D Calico?
Yeah, DEE, Calico. Yeah.
Yeah, I check you out, man. I like it. Look what we're doing when I say I like you coming around. We'll be, and by the way, library, we got to go through them emails. We're trying to set up a cut with. I know Blue been busy with her business and her job, but we said we got something we call a Team Black. Like if you check out my video last night, you'll see I was showing some of the stuff that we are doing. People that we done help start business, people who got businesses, and the things that we are trying to do to come together, showing positive things about our people instead of
Okay.
always the negative. Last night I showed some college students, businesses, and all that. And if
Right.
you but that's what we're trying to do, man. We're really like what you were talking about, giving them that power. We really don't do that.
Yeah.
That's just come, but we're literally talking about what we can come together and do to make things better for us and our
But
people
I'm talking
and our
about
youth.
stop. I'm talking about stop allowing them to have power. Because
Oh yeah,
sometimes
of
not
course.
saying anything and not doing anything when someone's doing something like they're currently doing a lot of things to us now, and not saying anything and not doing anything and not stopping them from doing these things they're doing to us, like in the music industry, playing that loud music, playing that nonsense mumble rap in our people's ear through these radio stations. We ain't shutting no radio stations down in our communities
Yep, and we need to start calling those radio
because
stations
those
every
things
time.
are not respectable, not respectable music whatsoever. You know, not respectable, and it's not helping our youth. It's hindering our youth minds, and they know it. They know it.
Now those the type of things affecting every last one of us. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Not really. I'm not concerned
no,
about
no,
other
no, no, no,
people.
no,
I'm
no, no.
concerned about
That
us.
music. See, I didn't know you were gonna divide my words and add people into it. And when I say every last, you should have, you already know who every last one of us is.
Because they're
You know?
benefiting off of money wise.
I ain't talk. We not been. I ain't say no. I ain't say we benefiting one little bit. I said that's something that's
No, I was
affecting.
just putting that out there. They're benefiting
Yeah, but
money wise. So why
yeah, I
should
mean,
we? And then they like to get some of the things that we have anyway. So it benefits them anyways.
yeah, fuck that. I'm talking about. I said affecting. I'm sure our, demise is somebody else's come up. You know what I mean? But I'm saying how it's affecting every last one of us. All of us getting affected by this, garbage ass music. Like they programming our subconscious, and it's becoming the norm
Mm-hmm.
to disrespect one another, to kill each other and brag about it and get disrespectful about it, to disrespect people's mothers after you kill them, do all of this shit. It's like it's getting way out of hand, and that's worse than a white man has ever done in the last 50 years at least. In my area.
Right. You're right. It's putting us on all fours. It's right. You're right. It's putting us on all fours instead of being upright. A lot of times I have to find other stations like jazz or something to calm my mind because my children, I have children, and everywhere
Exactly.
it's like 3 radio stations that you want some soul from. They got some stuff talking about some stuff that you don't really want to hear,
Exactly.
sexual stuff, and it's embarrassing, it's just awful. It's just, and how can we get from underneath of that, the programming. I'm grateful my daughters don't watch too much. They don't watch TV like that. They don't have the capability to do that. They don't. We have TVs, but they don't. Then it's like not too much of an interest. And if it's an interest, it's usually kiddie stuff. But I monitor that. But it's just that's just the way of the beast. It's like silent things are put into play to really destroy us. So they don't. It's like automatic, just like they do the cars now. The car, it can do it automatic. It does everything automatic, right? So it's a lot of things that they don't have to put into play. It's already set. It's already set. So it works itself. You see what I'm saying, D? To self-destruct us, it's like just.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So it's a lot of automatic things that are, you know,
That's what I'm.
you don't even have to look at the white man no more because he didn't put things on automatic pilot. So we have to pretty much throw away a lot of the stuff that he puts out here as traps. And that's what I say, you know. And but if he comes and thinks he's going to come over this way and play, then you know, I'm the wrong person for Karen. I'm the wrong person for Brad. And I'm the, you know, wrong person for the lunatics, you know, the wrong person for the lunatics. And that's all I'm saying. I've seen too much of it, you know, going on, you know. That's all I'm saying. You know, I believe in self-defense and protection. You know, if you don't believe in that, then I don't know the purpose of mod. Then, you know, because you really won't need mods, you know, if you're dead.
No, that's when you need them. Shit. I'm saying,
No,
you know,
not
my
necessarily.
ass isn't truly just as you know, a lot of times don't come into the scales. You feel me?
Mhm.
So a lot of these people we always looking at like, damn, that motherfucker lived his whole life. He ain't never get, you know, destroyed in a violent manner or nothing
Mhm.
like that. But then
Mhm.
be like, damn, that motherfucker ain't never get justice. Oh no, he ran into those halls of Amenti.
Well,
Yeah.
if you got my eye, you're not gonna run it. You're not gonna have those issues. You shouldn't have those issues if you going by if you got protection over you. You know I don't have those issues, but I'm saying I wish a nigga would. I wish
I
a
don't
nigga
even say
would.
stuff like that. I mean, that's what all
That's just how I feel. You know, I'm gonna be honest about
no,
how I
I'm just
feel.
saying
I
that's
live
what they
my
say
life
in all
honest.
the rap songs. Like I'm from the city where they invented that. I know some dudes that had a song way
But
back
I
in
said nickel.
1999
I
saying
said
that.
a nickel. You know what a nickel is?
Yeah, I
Those
ain't talking about.
like
I mean a
50
nigga
cents.
for real, because I know you don't
I
wish
said
5
nickel.
cents would, but
I
still,
said nickel. I wish a
I'm saying
nickel would.
you can say a cracker. You can say a
I
cracker.
didn't
I
say
wouldn't say. I wouldn't say
no.
I
My
wish nobody
word for
would.
them, and I got codes for them. And if I say, you know, Benjamin Franklin
Yeah, but
and
words are spells.
Luther, money. So the
Yeah, but
same
it's power
thing.
in the words, you know. So
Yeah, it's a nickel.
I don't. Hey, I would rather not. You hear me? See, that's my thing. That now, like, watch this. The way things going. If anything, I might have to take one of their heads off, and you might not. You know, but I'm over here saying I would rather not. You know what I mean? So I know it can get real hectic if I
Yeah,
really
I
put it
would
out there.
rather not, but I don't live in that world, you see.
What
I'm
word you
with
live
I'm
in?
with the I'm with the I'm with the I'm with the Deacon of Defense. You
I
know.
mean, but
I'm with the Deacon of
I don't
Defense.
think anybody that's really with that
I'm not gonna
talking.
be an easy target now, you know.
Yeah,
Don't think I'm
that's how
an
it's
easy
supposed to be.
target.
But it starts with the mental
But it starts with
because
the mental, yeah.
we be waiting on
I'm
them
gonna
to bust a
mentally
shot.
put the fear in you to
Hey,
not even try to step this way.
look, because we be waiting. Nah, it ain't gonna work. Because look, we
It,
be
it,
waiting on
it
them.
doesn't. It works.
Look, we be waiting on them to bust a shot. We stand out there with our guns on, you know, like really standing like we waiting for it to go down. Man,
No, I'm
they
not. I'm
spraying over
not
our
waiting.
heads.
I'm
Look, they
not waiting
spraying over our
on us to
sister,
shot. I'm not
sister,
waiting on anything.
sister. I'm talking about Black Power people who saying the same stuff you say. What I'm saying is people like that and been like that for 50 years. And guess what? They still spraying over your head. They injecting people. They're doing it to your
That's the
food,
thing. They're injecting
doing it to your
people.
food. They're doing it
They're
to
not.
them
Oh
in the
no,
medical system. They done got you already.
they
It
ain't
ain't no
got
way around
me.
that.
They ain't
They
got
got you a
me.
long time ago.
No,
But
they
you're not
ain't
the
got
only
me.
one. So don't feel alone, sister.
Don't
You
feel
know what I mean?
alone about what?
That
How
they
they get
got you
me?
already. They
How they
already
get
got
me?
you.
How they get me?
All you can do is protect your babies. Protect your
How
babies,
they
baby.
get me? How they
They
get me?
done jabbed all us up. And I ain't got half as many jabs as y'all have.
Oh no,
I didn't got jabbed in my life, and I know y'all done have more. So
no,
don't people
no.
had it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Not a lot of people been jabbed.
Everybody been to the
No,
service.
not everybody.
Everybody been to anybody went to the
Not
army without a jab.
some people got out of the jab.
Ain't nobody get out of it. You
Oh,
talking about
yes,
recently?
they did.
You talking about recently?
Yeah,
They still got 99 other jabs.
I know some people ain't never had those jabs.
Ain't nobody you know ain't never had no jab
Oh,
unless
yes,
they're a
it
baby.
is.
Unless they're a baby. Like my
No.
kids ain't never had no jab.
Now my daughter, she ain't never had a jab either. My baby.
That's all we can do is protect them.
Yeah. Now the older 15-year-old, and she ain't never been sick though. The 15-year-old.
That's like saying with all these lies they tell. Only thing we can do is protect our kids from their lies.
Right,
All we can do
exactly.
is-
And that's what I'm talking
Like
about.
but we was lied to. I'm
I'm
saying we was already lied to. We was already poked with needles. We was already, giving their food and their diets and everything. We already been through
When
that.
I say I'm gonna break their backs, I mean let them come and dispute what I say. Let them come and dispute what I have to say, because they took down one of my videos because they said it was not substantiated, or a bunch of bull crap, basically, right? So, but what they say has to be right all the time, huh? Who controls the minds control the world, right?
Agreed. Hey, like, well, thank you for letting me on. Nice meeting you, D Calico. I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna listen offline. I'm gonna
Okay,
finish listening
D. Okay,
offline. All
brother.
right.
Sorry.
All right, pleasure, brother.
Nice meeting you, bro.
For sure, you too, homie.
Yeah, one
All
love.
right.
What up?
One love. But D, that's what I was saying. Let them come. I would break their backs if they come and dispute what I say, because I welcome them to come and dispute anything I say. I'm open, because I know that we were fed nothing but lies.
Mm-hmm. Gotta agree with
And
that.
who controls the minds control the world, right?
Exactly. And but see, that's the whole point about music, because the first way we ever taught was through the drum. We as a people, we taught by the drum. So that's for everything. Whether even if we're going to war, we're gonna do it by the drum. When we were actually teaching, that's why we make songs like A, B, C, D, because we did everything by the drum or to the beat, basically. So they attack us with the way we've been doing before we ever was, thousands of years ago, we've been doing that. So now they're attacking us.
We talk in rhythm, and we create more and more rhythm, more beats, more. We don't just get stuck in.
Yeah, but we were
I
programmed.
dare you, my darling, be so
It was a way of teaching.
We don't
It was
talk
a way
like
of teaching.
Be stuck.
It went from a way of teaching to a way of degrading the people. It kept us ignorant instead of kept us enlightened. It was supposed to be keeping us enlightened. We're supposed to be able to learn every time we listen to that one song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Every time we listen to it, it's just like, oh my gosh, did I hear that the first time? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's supposed to be powerful like that. But it's been the opposite. It's been a waste of your brain space.
Because there wasn't education there was education that was for them. It was all like religion was created for them. Education that we gave, that's why I was talking about the Maroons. They went in and gave it to them to give them civility, science, art, math, astronomy, all of that, to give them some sense to be balanced like we were. But they took religion and they turned around and called it a secular world. And it's called most of it evil. And it still sticks today. We can still see it today, a little bit over here, because they wanted to use it as a form of control. So, they forced their food on us, and we can't eat it. It's making us like them. Look at it. Look around.
See, like even that word education, like
Mhm.
I was telling one of my brothers, like, education means a training.
Mhm.
And the training is for animals.
Mhm.
Animals need a training.
Mhm.
So to prove to you that that education means, an animal, who did they make, who did they try to teach, our parents with? They tried to teach our parents with Mr.
Ed,
Yes. And what was he?
Rosengorst,
A talking,
and also the dolphin. Hey, Disso, come along. We
you know.
like your songs
So
and stories too.
so Mr. Ed, meaning education,
Mm-hmm.
education meaning it was for the animals.
Yeah.
They need training.
No, it's I want to clarify this because a lot of times you mistake me when I say animals. We mean animated because we're not gonna animals. Birds are very intelligent. All animals, even we got to give it to our the ones that came after us, the people, the Caucasians. They have the ability, just like any other animated creature, to have intelligence. So it just means animation. You just here on animation. You don't have a soul. That's why they call it an animal. It's animation. So that's what that means. So when I know a lot of times you think that I was insulting an animal. No, I'm not insulting the animal because he's animating. That's why they call him an animal. They know that they are empty, hollow, but they try to give them something. And we see it all the time when they take them out of their wild nature and bring them into more of a humane nature. They take them from the wild and try to tame them and make them something they should never, degraded them to be. It's a degrade for an animal to try to be like us, because it's not
Yeah,
his nature. It's a
yeah.
degrade because you making him suffer. He's going to be dependent upon the human hand. Why? Why does he have to be dependent on the human hand? Hmm.
Hey, sister, Lightbearer, how much
Mhm.
longer you gonna be on?
I'm done.
Oh yeah, because I'm finna go live in the next 10 minutes. And
Okay.
I got my back
Yay.
in the back there.
Yeah, I'll
Shoot.
listen.
Hey, well, I'm trying to see how I can send you a link. I can send it to you on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm. You can.
All right. All right. Peace.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Peace. Thank you all. Thank you, God, Nollywood. Ooh. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, that guy from Texas, Rob Vatel Vegetary. Thank you. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you, Bakari, for coming up and talking and speaking your piece. Thank you so much. Definitely will be looking for the email. And with that said, family, God Nollywood Jr., thank you. Always remember true love, real peace, and the higher self within the soul. Till next time, peace.